the courage. That is the courage exhibited by the leaders in this room every day. To stand, to have the courage to say, I feel fear. The courage to say what is happening is wrong. The courage to say that there is a way that we must chart to get through this. Understanding our power in the democracy we still have if we hold on to it. Courage is contagious.
What could have been, everyone? What could have been? That, of course, was former Vice President Kamala Harris speaking at a summit of women leaders earlier this evening.
Like, who would invite this lady to speak? This lady is an airhead that says absolutely nothing. Courage. What is this? Courage is contagious. It's not. It depends on what you mean by courage. If standing up, acting a fool, getting beside yourself, if you call that courage, okay, you just take a mob of knuckleheads, smooth brains to do something like that. But no, real courage is standing up for something that's substantive and you actually have something to lose. That's not contagious, man. I'm just like dumbfounded. Like, so when these people go to speak at places, they get paid. Who the fuck is gonna pay Kamala Harris to come and speak? I know who will pay her. It's gonna be some smooth brain type people where the neurons are just not, they're just not doing what neurons supposed to do. They're not that little thing at the end of the neuron where the electromagnetic is pulsing like the Those are the type of people that would pay for her to speak. And then this lady, who is this? This looks like Jen Psaki. What could have been?
You know what also excites me? What among the many things, I'm excited about electric school buses. I love electric school buses. I just love them for so many reasons. Maybe because I went to school on a school bus. Hey, raise your hand if you went to school on a school bus, right? What?
You know, I think that there's a duality to the nature of democracy. When it's intact, oh, it's so strong. And it's very fragile.
Whoa. 2 million people cross this border for the first time ever. You're confident this border's secure?
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration.
A bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm.
We're too busy watching what you're doing to hear what you're saying.
Oh my God! Wow!
As we all know, elections matter. And when folks vote, they order what they want, and in this case, they got what they asked for.
Great story. Compelling and rich.
Like, that's like positive. What could have been would be World War III and open borders and men and dresses in classrooms and men competing in women's sports, giving concussions, and that's what could have been. That would be part of what could have been. But let's see what the fuck Jen Psaki got to say.
evening. It's one of the first times we've seen her speak out since her November election loss. She hasn't been out there a ton. We'll see if she comes out more. She also spoke about the current state of fear in our country.
We are seeing organizations stay quiet. We are seeing those who are capitulating to clearly unconstitutional threats.
Wait. Maybe I'm just keying on something wrong, but she said capitulating? Like, that's a word that I've used, like, in everyday talk, like, it's no big deal. This lady said capitulating, and she was just like, wait. You don't believe me. Look, wait, hold on. Listen to how this lady say capitulating. It's like a word she's never used before, or is foreign to her, or is the first time she used it. Let's watch this.
Those who are capitulating.
Look at this. And she just gonna pause like she said something just so huge. She surprised herself. Look at this.
To clearly unconstitutional threats. And these are the things that we are witnessing each day in these last few months.
Wait, I gotta see that again. Hold on.
I've seen her speak out since her November election loss. She hasn't been out there a ton. We'll see if she comes out more.
Capitulating?
The current state of fear in our country.
That's what she did. Watch this.
We are seeing organizations stay quiet.
Watch this.
We are seeing those who are capitulating.
Oh my.
Clearly unconstitutional threats.
Lady.
And these are the things that we are witnessing each day in these last few months in our country.
This is terrible.
And it understandably creates a great sense of fear. Because, there were many things that we knew would happen.
Fears of Satan.
Many things. I'm not here to say I told you so.
First of all, she predicted a lot of these things that were going to happen, and many people are definitely scared. We see that out there. We're also seeing that people are going out in full force to resist, with mass mobilization across the country, including a huge nationwide rally called Hands Off plans on Saturday.
So they're talking about fear and people are scared and all these type things. Fears of Satan. Like, fear, if you're scared, that is of the devil. I'm not fearful of anything. I am not scared of anything. I'm really not. Because there's no other human that I'm gonna let put me in a position to be compromised in any way. It's called free will, right? I have the choice to do whatever it is. If I want to go out here like a bunch of these liberals and progressive people and act a fool and burn up Teslas and key Teslas, that is a natural choice. I'm not doing none of that shit, because that shit is just stupid. That is just stupid. It is called free will. It is called choice. I'm not scared of anything. There's no fear in me because I have God in me. Thank you, Jesus. There's no scared of what? Now, I will say that I'm cautious, but that's just an everyday thing. I walk outside, I look around, I get in my car, I look around, I'm driving, I'm cautious, I look around, I go into the store, I look around. Cautious, but I would even choose another word, aware. Just be aware. Fear, nope, not in me. That is of the devil. That is of the devil, and that would explain why these people are out here doing the things that they're doing today.
Joining me now is one of the people headlining the rally in D.C., Congressman Jamie Raskin, who is, of course, a Democrat of Maryland, also ranking member of the Judiciary Committee. Congressman, it's great to see you. First, it's been a pretty good week for Democrats, I think. A week where people saw lots of candidates announce they were going to run. You saw Senator Booker do an overnight inspiring moment on the floor. Lots of good things happening in Wisconsin. And you're going to be the headline speaker for the Hands Off rally, as I mentioned, in D.C., with an expected attendance of 12,500 people. We'll see. Where do you see this mobilization effort against the Trump administration policies at this moment?
Well, I was telling everybody back when people were complaining about where's the Democratic leadership, where's the energy, where's the focus, that it takes a while to fully absorb the shock of these events. I mean, we're talking about a full-blown attempt at an authoritarian takeover of our country and a purge of federal workers, and we're being hit on all fronts. But now everybody is in a fighting mood. I am down here in Orlando.
These Democrats are fucking delusional. They are they're delusional. They're delusional, right? So anything halfway negative that has Donald Trump attached to it in any way, shape, fashion, or form, they take it and they blow it out of proportion and they run to the hills with it. See, I told you this was this was that. Now, and then they do the same thing with their own. Any modicum of something that would look like some type of step toward victory or something like that, they take these things, they just blow them out of proportion. They make them more than what they really are. Like Cory Booker, the senator, he got up there and spoke for 25 hours, right? So now they said he filibustered, which was trying to stop some bill going through or something like that. But the reality of what he did was a bunch of nothing, because there was no legislation for him to filibuster. So he got up there and talked for 25 hours and 5 minutes, right? And most of what he talked about was in opposition to Donald Trump. So they're hailing him. He's broken the record for the longest speech in that particular setting. Oh, yeah. Let's go to the race. He's a black man, and the man that held the previous record was a staunch racist, which was Strom Thurmond, which was a great friend and a mentor to Joe Biden. But here we go with this victim Olympics, and here we go with this supremacy. No one's superior to me. I'm not superior to anybody else. But since this lowly black man, that's what the Democrats want you to believe. Oh, you're a victim, lowly black man gets up there and breaks the record of this staunch, stomp down, radical, racist. Oh, he broke the record. But it meant nothing. He got up there and talked in opposition to Donald Trump for 25 hours and 5 minutes about absolutely nothing. Nothing changes, nothing progresses. But if you listen to these Democrats, oh, Cory Booker, he's a new leader. Oh, I mean, y'all wanted Jasmine Crockett to be the leader, you know, and she's a clown. Y'all want AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, to be your leader. She's a clown. Y'all trying to put a coup on Chuck Schumer. He's a clown. You guys are spiraling. And quite frankly, it's great for content, but the Democratic Party they're the party of Satan, right? Satan, maybe I should look at the Bible. Does Satan even die? Or does he just come in different forms? I think he probably comes in different forms. So these Democrats it's like plain to me as to what they're doing. So let's see what Jamie Raskin, what type of nonsense he has to spew.
So Florida with my buddy Maxwell Frost. He just kicked off his year-long organizing program, and he's the co-chair of Democracy Summer. We're going to be announcing Democracy Summer. We're hoping to have more than 1,000 young people across the country working full-time on Democratic campaigns and studying with great Democratic heroes of the past. The energy is extraordinary. It's astounding. What is this, a Thursday night? There were, 350 people just packed in the firefighters hall, and lots of people couldn't get in. Everywhere, all over America, people understand the stakes now. The entire country, as we know it, is on the line with these people, and they are in a full-blown effort to turn the government into a gangster state. And Donald Trump's doing everything in his power to disable the crime and corruption fighting capacity of the FBI and the Department of Justice, so he can just use it to go after his political adversaries. But meantime, the real corruption is just running amok, and these people are not opponents of corruption, waste, fraud, and abuse, as they keep saying. They are agents of corruption and instruments of waste and fraud throughout the government.
It's interesting. I mean, you and I have talked about, and you've done town halls in red districts nearby. That's something that's happening. We've seen tens of thousands of people show up at rallies. Obviously, this Saturday will be something. The Senator Booker's evening on Monday night, really inspiring evening, I think is one of the first moments that people felt like, oh, there's something really amazing happening in Washington, D.C., or a lot of people saw it, which is a good thing. And you're doing something I think is also really interesting. You and your former House colleague, Senator Adam Schiff, now in the Senate, of course, you're planning a shadow hearing to speak with DOJ lawyers who are pressured to leave or fired by the Trump administration. Tell me more about who you're going to be speaking to. What do you hope people will hear? And help everybody may know what a shadow hearing is, but help them understand that too, just in case.
Well, it's a shadow hearing only because the Republicans won't do it. They won't have a hearing on the people who are standing up against this reign of error and reign of terror that we're experiencing. So one of our witnesses is Ryan Crosswell, who was an attorney in the Office of Public Integrity at the Department of Justice. And you remember how the very conservative U.S. attorney for the Southern District, Danielle Sassoon, said no way, nothing had changed in the facts of Mayor Adams's case, nothing had changed in the evidence or the law, and she was not going to go along with instructions from the central headquarters in D.C. to destroy the grand jury indictment. So she resigned. Then her top deputy resigned. Remember, he said you'd have to be a I think he said a coward or a fool to go along with this. He was also active in the Federalist Society.
So let me ask you this. Do you want the person, the people that you elected in our government to get things done that you want to get done? Or do you want the person that you elected in our government to be in opposition to the president? Because all of you that vote for Democrats, I was one of them many years ago. Blue, no matter who, didn't even know why, this, that, and that. Now, these Democrats, they're not trying to move things forward, make life better, like put legislation forward. They're not trying to do any of that. Their whole goal is to stop whatever Donald Trump is trying to do. Everything that Donald Trump is doing is best for this country. Whether you're black, whether you're white, whatever color, and that shit annoys me. Whatever color you're gonna put on someone. Look in this country, here's how we do things, right? So in this country, you have black, you have white, you have brown. This is stupid. Which is Latinos. You have yellow, which is Asians, which is stupid. Let me see. Black, white, brown, red. And red is like Native Americans. That shit is stupid as hell. Why are we in this country? We just put people in all type of classes and boxes and all this type shit, right? We are the only country. No, never mind. We're not the only country. They do it over in Europe as well, which is like crazy to me, but I understand why they do it. I do understand why they do it. It's because they do it everywhere, actually. Even like, say in Africa, where everybody is a certain color, but then it's really not about color, it goes by class. But in this country, since it's such a melting pot, it's much easier to put people in a particular group as far as color go, and then you automatically judge them accordingly when you put them in a certain group because of the color. So hopefully that was not confusing. If it was, comment and let me know. Give me a question. I answer all questions. I answer all comments. Let's continue to see what this clown got to say.
And clerked for a conservative Supreme Court justice. Well, this guy, Ryan Crosswell, will be the first person to speak about having also resigned. He was in that group of 7 lawyers who left their jobs rather than participate in that fraud against justice because the grand jury found that there was probable cause to indict Mayor Adams for bribery and other corruption charges, and it was being dropped just in an unprecedented and deeply corrupt way because he had agreed to join Donald Trump's political team. So he's one. Another is Liz Oyer, who was the U.S. pardon attorney.
Hold on, we can't let that just skirt by. He said New York Mayor Eric Adams joined Donald Trump's political team. I thought I heard that, but we will take it back, because if that's what he said, that's just not true. Let's take it back a little bit. We'll take it back to right here.
7 lawyers who left their jobs rather than participate in that fraud against justice, because the grand jury found that there was probable cause to indict Mayor Adams for bribery and other corruption charges, and it was being dropped just in an unprecedented and deeply corrupt way because he had agreed to join Donald Trump's political team. So he's one. Another is
he had agreed to join Donald Trump's political team. I don't know who the he is. I mean, let me know in the comments, man. Maybe I missed what he said. He said he. I don't know if he's talking about Eric Adams or some other lawyer or something, but
Liz Oyer, who was the U.S. pardon attorney. She refused to go along with a completely corrupt and baseless attempt to pardon Mel Gibson and to restore his gun rights. She thought that, well, we'll hear from her about why she did that. I'm very fascinated to hear what exactly she's going to say. I'm very excited to see another witness whose name is Rachel Cohen, who was an associate at the prominent and once luminous but now totally tarnished law firm Skadden Arps. And she wrote a letter basically saying that the law firms and lawyers have got to stand up for the rule of law as officers of the court, as people pledged to the Constitution, and not cave under to Donald Trump's humiliating pressure and agree to do, millions of dollars worth of pro bono work for his pet right-wing causes, thereby completely changing the nature of those law firms. And I think hundreds of other legal associates at those big firms signed on to say, look, we had signed on because we wanted to learn to become great lawyers and to stand for the best values of the profession, but not to cave under and to capitulate and appease people who are promoting a totally authoritarian program and steamrolling the First Amendment, equal protection, due process rights, as we see with immigrants, college kids, people speaking out. So anyway, these are all people who are standing up at this moment, and we wanted to highlight them. Of course, the Republicans want to do it, so we're doing an alternative shadow hearing with the Democratic members.
Just too many words, too much talking, a whole lot of nothing, which is what this guy just did. Anyway, if you're on Facebook, like this video, share this video. Go over to YouTube and search Mr. Info 5000. Peace.